Ty, how you doing? Tony Zarella, Cleveland 19. You talk about the challenge I know you're embracing, moving this team forward, but also, obviously, without LeBron being part of this group.
We know how important LeBron is, to this franchise, win the championship in 2016, win the Eastern Conference 4 years in a row, and we're very thankful for that. I think now, we have new challenges, a new chapter as far as, young guys, old guys mixing to be a good team, putting a good product on the floor, to make it a playoffs. So I don't see it as a rebuild or anything different. I think we got a young mix of young guys and older guys that can help each other, and I'm very excited for it.
Coach Tony Mitchell from WRGM Radio in Mansfield, ESPN Radio. After LeBron left, was there any decision-making involved in how you were going to approach this offseason, whether or not you were going to kind of tank like Philadelphia did for a couple years and then rebuild it back up from the studs, or was there always a plan to start from what you had and then build upon that?
No tanking. I think start from what we had and build from that. And you can see that with, Dan giving Kevin Love the extension. Having older guys and older vets around to help the younger guys as we move forward. So not a rebuild at all. I think it's a challenge for all of us. It's something different with LeBron gone, but we're up for the challenge. And I think that challenge started this summer when all of our coaching staff, went out to these guys and, helped these younger guys to work on passing, ball handling skills, shooting, different things we're going to have to do this season to make us good. So it's a new challenge, but like I said, we want to compete for the playoffs. That's our motivation. That's what we want to do, and we're going to put product on the floor to do that.
Joe Varden, The Athletic. Ty, the spotlight, at least for now, on this team, this organization is gone. Have you felt that?
I'm still here, Joe.
Have you felt that yet?
No, I mean, when you have the best player in the world who's dominated this game for the last 12 or 13 years, LeBron, it's always tough to lose a player like that. But moving forward, talking to LeBron a lot this summer and just moving forward of talking to, Dan and how he sees us, building and approaching this season of being a playoff team. And that's our goal, and that's what we want to do. And, we have one of the best owners in the game. He's going to spend money and do whatever it takes to get us to that point. And, with LeBron gone, I mean, the media circus, I think it calms down. But as far as what we want to do as a team, my coaching staff, players, that doesn't change. I think the culture is still the same. We want to win. We want to continue to get better. We want to continue to develop our young players while winning games and while having a chance to experience things in games to help them get better. A lot of player development guys think it's, working out on the court before the game, after the game, but most of the player development comes from playing meaningful games. And I think our young guys are going to have a chance to do that this year, so I'm very excited for that.
Ty, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. How does your approach as a head coach change with this kind of group compared to the last group that you've had?
Well, we've always had a veteran team. We haven't had a chance to have a lot of young guys that we can develop and do certain things with. But as you'll see and if you heard about, our staff this summer has done a great job, I said before, of working with the young guys and trying to develop these guys to get to a point where we're at. And, Kobe Altman and Dan has done some great things in this offseason to help us get more athletic, more versatile. I think putting a product on the floor that can put pressure on you defensively and offensively. So I'm just excited for the challenge, and I know a lot of guys around here are as well.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. What skills will be required of you? I mean, do you feel like you're going to be a different kind of coach, or it sounds like you've just, what will be most important that maybe you didn't use before?
I think more so than anything, Marla, I think conditioning. I think having a young team and being able to practice more. I think being in better condition to play up-tempo type of style of basketball. I'm switching a lot, causing turnovers to get us out in early offense. So we're going to be in better shape. But I think we had a young guys to practice and to get in shape early this season.
Do you think you're going to have to teach more?
Yes, ma'am.
Like on a daily basis?
everyday basis. Quote from Doc Rivers: "Never assume they know." So, we got to start from the bottom and, just kind of build up. And our coaching staff has been doing it all summer. They're up for the challenge now, and so we'll see.
Do you think, in a sense, this might feel a little bit like when you first came into the league, just because of what you're going to be doing?
As far as a player or the coach?
As far as your relationship with the players, maybe you'll be, maybe it'll be different, or maybe you'll still be teaching during the season.
We got to teach for the whole season. I think, to tell our team tonight, once we have our meeting, it's not about wins and losses, it's about wins and lessons. And I think, we can continue to get better, every single game, every single night, and that's what we're going to do.
Emmett Golden, ESPN Cleveland. Ty, what are your expectations for Kevin Love this season?
For Kevin, I just think getting back to being a number one option that he was in Minnesota. When he carried that franchise in Minnesota, had great numbers, had a great talent around him. And I just think, here in Cleveland, it's his first chance to be the number one option. So he's excited about that. I think his training regimen this summer speaks volumes to how he knows he has to play this year and who he wants to be. And he's very excited for the challenge.
Ty Hayden Grove, Cleveland.com. Last year you had you took some time off to address your health. How are you feeling coming into this season? Recharged, renewed, ready to go?
I thought before the press conference I might have taken some time off again, but I feel pretty good now, so I'm good.
You saw Kevin Love this summer kind of continue his thoughts on mental health and depression and all that. What have you thought of the way that he's handled everything in terms of kind of coming out on the forefront of that fight, I guess you could say?
Well, I think it's very important. I take it very serious because I've experienced some of that as well. And just for an all-star, a perennial all-star, to open up, I think, to the fans, to the world about, mental health, I think has been big. And, a lot of people have reached out to me just telling me how big it's been for Kevin opening up so their kids and their children can see, it's just not, it can happen to professional athletes as well and celebrities as well. And I think Kevin opening up and being that vehicle to younger people, younger generations, seeing that Kevin Love, oh, my God, he experiences it. DeMar DeRozan, I think it takes a tough, powerful guy to do that. And by them doing it, it just raises awareness and hopefully can help a lot of people in the future.
Spencer Davies, Basketball Insiders. Going and branching off of that Kevin Love stuff, how do you see him bringing awareness to this mental health stuff, being a leader off the court? How does that translate to being a leader on the court?
I think it's a lot harder, I think, as far as the mental illness and mental awareness, because you're speaking to a mass of people, where being a leader in a game, 15 people, that's easy. I think, being a leader to, a whole world about, mental health is very tough. And to open up to share that, I think is very difficult. And, as a professional athlete, you always want to be tough and the tough guy, but to break down and open up about, mental illness for Kevin, I think was a huge step. And I think you'll see a lot more people doing that as well, and it can help our younger kids and a lot of other people going forward.
Ty, Greg Swartz, Bleacher Report. You've talked the last couple of years about playing with pace. Last 2 summers, you lost guys that were very heavy isolation players. Last year, you guys were all the way up to 12th in pace. What's your ideal offensive system with this group that's a little bit younger and you don't have as many isolation players?
I think, trying to score off turnovers. I think it starts with our defensive pressure of getting up in the guys and, trying to cause turnovers first and foremost. I think after that we have multiple guys who can do multiple things offensively. I think being able to handle the basketball on missed shots, being able to break out in transition, and be able to play faster in that way. Not having to get the ball to one person and then having him pushed up the floor. I think now when guys rebound the basketball, our guards are, pretty good rebounders, and then pushing it out and attacking right away. So I think that'll help with our pace a lot. And then if we don't have it, then fall into a secondary offense as well.
Ty, Ben Axelrod, WKYC. I wanted to ask about Jetty. He was kind of in and out of the lineup last year. His role changed a lot. What are your expectations for him this year, and what do you think his potential is this season?
Oh, he has great potential, and I think you've seen that last year when he had his chance to play. consistent minutes. And being a rookie and step into a pressure environment the way he did and played so well, it just speaks volumes of who Jetty is. He's not scared. He's not afraid of the moment. And I'm very excited for his leap this season. I think he's ready for it, and we're ready to see what he can do with consistent minutes and playing a lot of minutes. So I'm very excited for Jetty.
And I know he was only gone for a few months, but what can it do having Channing back in this locker room?
I think Channing, he's a guy you want on your team until he's 50 years old because he's going to preach the right message. He's going to come in and work every single day. He's going to tell the young guys how it is. Not afraid to challenge Kevin and our veteran guys to do the right thing. And just having a guy like, Channing around is huge.
Ty, you mentioned some of the conversations that you had with Dan Gilbert this offseason. He's been through the post-LeBron thing in a way that you haven't. So in those conversations, did he express to you some lessons that he learned the first time around? And did you get a sense that kind of drove your guys' off-season plan?
Not lessons, but I can say he's very motivated. I think he's very motivated to keep a product on the floor that competes. It's in every game, a chance to make the playoffs. He's very excited and motivated about that. And you know Dan. He's going to spin and do whatever it takes to get that product on the floor. And you just see it with the Q, building a new arena, for our fans, for our team, for everyone. Like, he never stops. And that's what you got to love about Dan. He's going to do whatever it takes, to keep us a first-class organization, continue to put a product on the floor that can be productive and win games. So I'm excited about that.
Ty, P.J. Ziegler, Fox 8, 2 questions for you. One, you talk about challenge. What is the biggest challenge you feel you'll face with this team that you have this year?
Just the belief. I think knowing every game we can come in, we can win. And, with LeBron leaving, it's a tough task, as far as, going into the season. But these young guys are going to have opportunity to play every night, play meaningful games, and also be productive in winning games. So I think the belief every single night we step on the floor, we have a chance to win.
Second question, obviously with LeBron gone, a lot of people believe that Boston, Philadelphia are the teams to beat in the East. You feel, being the defending Eastern Conference champs, that you guys are still the team to beat in the East?
Yeah, we haven't lost yet, have we? We'll see. It's a lot of expectations.
Coach Sam Amico Hoops. How do you feel about Colin Sexton? What do you know about him? How much have you seen him play, and how ready do you think he is to contribute?
My first chance of getting to see Colin Sexton, he was in high school, and he played on Chris Paul's AAU team. And a lot of coaches were there recruiting. A lot of guys was playing that game. And I had a chance to talk to Roy Williams, and I was like, that's the best player right there. And he was like, who? And I was like, Colin Sexton. He's like, you think so? I was like, yeah. And after the game was over, that was at halftime. After the game, he was like, you know what, you might be right. And from that game on, he was, highly recruited, because before that game, a lot of people didn't know who he was. And I just think, his heart, his toughness, his work ethic, his will to win, and he's a gamer. I think when the game's on the line, he's the guy you want the ball in his hands. He's going to make a play. He's going to do something right to win a game because he's a winner. And just being around this summer, talking to his dad a lot, talking to him a lot, he's just a great kid all around. He's about winning first, and I'm excited to have him here.
Cavs basketball is back, and so are the fan-favorite giveaways and unique theme nights at the Q. This year's promotional schedule features 4 bobbleheads, family fun nights, Bud's Night Out, and so much more. Don't miss out on all the fun. Head to Cavs.com/promos to see the complete schedule and get your tickets today. Cavaliers basketball, all for one for all.